I believe that relationships normally begin with questions, like, who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? And that's just the beginning of the thousands of questions that we have that are at the beginning of any relationship, just trying to figure out who somebody is, trying to understand one another so we can better decide whether we want to have a relationship with that person or how intimate we want to be with that person. Do I even like this person, let alone want to hang out with them all the time? And I really believe that this is a natural part of relationships, the questions and the answers. But for some reason, growing up, especially in the church like I did, having questions for God was considered taboo or even wrong. Like it was wrong to wonder why he does things the way that he does them. Like it was bad to just, want to understand this person that I proclaim to have a relationship with, and it even got to the point where I would rebuke myself when I would have a question for the Lord. But now I know that it was really my heart that was crying out to actually know him and really understand him. So after a lot of pain and many battles, I figured out that I didn't have to have all the answers on my own, and I began to really ask him some real questions. And and I know now that questions and answers are the interchange that every relationship has to have. And I realized that the things that I didn't understand about him weren't pushing me away, but they were rather drawing me into him, drawing me close to him, and drawing me nearer to him. And I believe that faith is not just blind belief in the face of adversity. I believe that faith is more so questions that lead to answers, and then more questions that lead to more answers. So my question for myself began to really become, how can I have true belief without real questions? And in Christianity, I believe we call this faith to faith, where you're asking questions that lead to deeper questions, and it moves you to more understanding. I think that questions are really okay, and he's not intimidated or even offended by them. And in fact, I believe he actually loves them, because he knows that the more I ask is the more that I'll see him. And questions aren't leading me away from him, but they're actually bringing me into more faith. And I believe that process is beautiful. I believe those questions are beautiful. And that's what this album is about for me, and I hope it can be that way for everybody as well. And I hope you can find some answers too. Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to listen to some of the history behind Beautiful Questions and my thoughts behind it. Just wanted to take a minute and kind of tell you a little bit about what's been going on for the last 3 years. That's how long it took to put this project together. When I first started in 2010, I had no idea it was going to take this long, but I'm so glad that it did, because we were able to really make a good product, make music that we were proud of, and when I started this journey with Chris Gladden and Jared Evans, Jared Evans on drums, Chris on everything else, we really wanted to make great music, not just good worship, not just something that ministered to the Lord, but we wanted to make something that ministered to people's souls, that met them where they were at, and musically was fun and creative. And so I put everything I knew about music up to this point in my life into this record. I like to think I maybe know a little more now, but everything I knew at that point I put into this record. Everything I knew about writing I've put into this record, and it really became a documentation of my life, a documentation of my last 3 years, and so much happened. I had my daughter and became a father, which changed everything. Traveled a lot and moved, and
pastoring in Lakeland now, and just so much has changed. And as I changed, my music and my sound and things about me changed, and it created this project that really came together awesome. And I'm so glad that it's time to put it in your hands. And Jonathan Johnson and Justin Ewer from Cellar Door Studios really poured their heart into mixing and recording this project for me, and I'm so thankful to them and all the people who invested in this project over the years. They invested money, and they believed in me and believed in the music I was going to make before I made it, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. And so I'm happy now to release it to you guys. It's on July 12th is the official iTunes release date, and you can go out and you can buy it, and you also can go on jordandeal.net to purchase physical copies as well. So I really hope I get to see you sometime in the future. God bless, and thank you for your time.